The price of petrol and diesel in South Africa is constantly fluctuating. But have you ever wondered how fuel is really priced in South Africa? There are several components that determine the fuel price, and in this video, we're going to break it down and explore these various components. We ask if you could please subscribe to our channel so we can continue making videos like this one. In component 1, the basic fuel price. This is the price the South African government pays to import fuel from overseas refineries to our ports. This component makes up the bulk of the fuel cost, contributing to approximately 52% of the total cost. Component 2 is the storage, handling and distribution cost. This is the cost of secondary storage after fuel has been successfully offloaded at the South African ports. This component makes up approximately 1.6% of the total cost. If we look at component 3 now, the fuel levy, a general tax imposed by government on fuel, which increases in April each year. On average, this tax makes up about 17% of the fuel price. Component 4 looks at the petroleum products levy, which is quite a low 0.01% of the total fuel cost, but is a levy collected by manufacturers and importers of petroleum products. Component 5 is a very contentious one, being the road accident fund contribution. This contribution is towards a state-managed fund which covers the cost of third-party victims in road accidents. This makes up quite a large portion, being 9% of the total fuel cost. Component 6 is the zone differential. This is where South Africa is divided into various zones based on distance from our various ports and the closest port to that particular petrol station. On average, this component makes up around 4% of the total fuel cost. Component 7 is fuel attendance. This component is all liable around the change due to wage increases. When the petrol attendant's wage increases, government has to increase this component, which ultimately affects the price at the pump and is absorbed by consumers. On average, this makes up about 6% of the fuel price. The retail and wholesale margin is the final component which accounts for the final percentage and covers the cost and recoveries for service station operational expenses and a built-in return on investment for equipment and buildings. The prices for bulk fuel for businesses, on the other hand, are frequently established through agreements and negotiations with suppliers and can vary greatly. Fuel prices are adjusted on the first Wednesday of every month and are calculated according to a formula-based pricing adjustment mechanism. The mechanism is based on what it would cost a South African petrol importer to purchase the petrol from an international refinery, transport the product from that refinery, ensure that the product against losses at sea, and land the product on the South African shores. A common myth about the fuel price is that when fuel prices increase, so does the profit of the petrol station owners. In fact, the contrary is most definitely true. Petrol stations make a fixed profit margin on a litre sold. Higher fuel prices means often less fuel sold and thus less profit in the end for the petrol station. The bottom line is, when you pay for petrol, you're paying for far more than you can see. There are many components that make up the price. Thank you for watching this video. We hope that you have gained some valuable insights out of it. If you have enjoyed learning more about this aspect of the industry, we would love to hear more. Comment and tell us more about what you would like to hear in the industry.